Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on the program Autodraw. So this is really an introduction to those of you who have never used it before. So what I'd like for you to do is I would like for you to go to the website autodraw.com, autodraw.com, and you're going to see a window that looks basically like this. I want you to hit start drawing, and when you do, it's going to come up with a screen that looks like this. Now this is going to be your main palette in Autodraw. Okay? If you look off to the left-hand side, you're going to see a bunch of different tools. You got your select tool, your auto draw tool, your draw tool, type tool, fill tool, shape, your colors, your zoom tool, and this is your undo and your delete. Okay, these are grayed out right now because we haven't done anything to undo or delete. And when you hit select, there's nothing to select. So what we're going to do is start on the second tool. This is the auto draw tool. So click on the auto draw tool, and the auto draw tool is really the main reason why you use this program. What it does is it tries to guess what you're drawing and gives you choices that you can replace what you've drawn with something that they've drawn. So check this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to draw a pig. So basically this kind of make it look like a pig, right? We'll give him some kind of ear, something like this. And there's my pig. Now, if you look up at the top, it's asking me, do you mean pig like this, like this, like this? Hey, look, that's a nice looking pig. Maybe I like that one. I'm going to click on that, and now my head is going to turn into that pig. Okay. If you thought it would be a cat, you could have chose cat. If you thought it was me a baby, you could have baby. All these things up here. It's just trying to make a guess. It's artificial intelligence, right? So it's not ever perfect, but it usually does a pretty good job at trying to guess what you're trying to make. Okay, so that's your auto draw tool. You're going to come back over here and you can hit select. That's your select tool. And when you select it, you can click on it. And now you have the opportunity to make it bigger or smaller by dragging the corners. Flip it by dragging one of these side bars up and down. You're going to grab the point that way. You can flip it horizontal or vertically. And you can use the circle on top to rotate it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move it out of the way for there. The next tool you're going to use after the auto draw is your draw tool. Now your draw tool basically is just freehand drawing. So it's going to be the exact same way we drew that first pig, but it's not going to give any options to replace it. So it would be drawing lines like that. Now you can come up here to your slider, and the further you move it to the right, the larger your drawing line is going to be. You can just keep on going all the way. It gets about that big. Now you can use this if you just want to draw freehandly, not use any of the auto draw stuff. You can also use this to color things in or to add effects to your drawings. You'll be using this a lot more than you think. Okay, the next tool is going to be your type tool. So my type tool, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type in Piggy. All right, so there's Piggy. Right now, before you click on anything else, it says Piggy. It's got the bounding box on it. And if you look up at the top left, you're going to see the font that it is. Right now, it's Roboto Mono. What we're going to do is change this. I'm going to come in. I'm going to change it to Yellowtail. Yellowtail is a scripty font. Let's see what else I got. Maybe we can come down here and change it to Pacifico. Yeah, Pacifico works. So what I can do here is now come up to my select, and I can drag the corners and make it larger if I'd like. Say I wanted to flip it horizontally for some reason, make it look like I was in the mirror. I could flip it that way. If I want to rotate it as well, I can rotate it. I can still move it around. And there you go. Next tool down after that is your fill tool. Now the fill tool basically will take anything that's inside a bounding box or inside some lines and will fill it with whatever color you choose. It'll also change the colors of lines or change the color of text. So since we've already used a blue, I'm going to change this. I'm going to come in here and use this yellow color. Keep it on that fill. If I want to do the inside of the pig's head, I can click there. If I want to do this line, I can click here. Maybe I'll do every other line. Right? Now, when you're doing your type with the fill, it changes the entire word. It just doesn't do letter by letter. So if you came in here and clicked on that, it would change like that, right? Now, remember, down here is the undo button. It would undo all of that, right? It's also Control Z. Control Z is a shortcut for undo, and we'll get into that a little bit later. All right, so let's come here. Your next tool down is your shape tool. If you click on the shape tool, you'll notice up here, there's going to be 3 different shapes. There's your circle shape. If you want to change it to your rectangle or square shape, there you go. And if you want to use a triangle shape, same thing, triangle shape. All right. When you come down here to your colors, Your colors are going to show you 8 different colors here. But if you click on the arrow going right, you'll see now it's 16, now it's 24, now it's 32. So you have 32 colors you can choose from. Sorry, that's all we got. If you want to zoom in, you can zoom in like this. If you see up here, it tells you there's 300%. You can go back down. So you can, once you click zoom, you can use either that or this itself. Okay. Now, if you want to move around, if you hold down your space bar, it'll turn into a hand, and then you can drag things around. I would suggest working at 100% and trying to make sure this is right in the middle, though. Okay, if you have any other questions about how things are done, you can always come up to here. This is your pancakes. When you click on the pancake, it's going to give you the option to start over. That'll give you a blank page. To download it, we're going to be doing this in a little bit. Share, that's how you could email it to someone. How to is basically what I'm teaching you right now. Shortcuts. Shortcuts is what you're going to want to look at, because if you look at your shortcuts, if you click on that, you're going to come up with all of these shortcuts. This tells you undo, Control Z, copy, Control C, paste, Control V. Those are your 3 main keyboard shortcuts you're going to learn for the rest of your life in every program. Control Z is undo, Control C is copy, Control V is paste. You're going to be using those a lot. If you learn them now, it'll make your life much simpler in the future. Okay. The one question I get about this a lot of times is, how do I move things on top of each other? Say you've drawn something and you want it to be on top of the second thing you drew. So this is how you do that. If you look right here on your shortcuts, you have these 2 right here, send back and bring front. And that's your brackets on your keyboard. So when you have something selected, if you use one of those brackets, it's either going to bring it to the back or it's going to bring it to the front. If there's a lot of things layered on top of each other, you might have to bring it to the front multiple times before it hits all the way in the front. But those are the way. Okay, you can click off of this. And basically, you guys, that's how you do it. What we're going to do when you're done, I'm going to give you the topic. You're going to work on it. I'd like for you to spend at least 10 minutes, not trying to rush through it. I'm kind of expecting you to put a lot of effort into it, both with how you're drawing it and your concept, right? I'm going to give you some kind of far out there concepts, and I want you to try to go as deep as you can into it. When you are completely done, go back up to your pancakes here, hit your download button. It's going to download right here. It's going to download to your files on your Chromebook. It's going to say download complete.
And once that download's complete, you can go back to our Google Classroom, attach the file to our Google Classroom, and hit turn in. If you're having problems finding where the files are, remember, hit that little circle in the bottom of your Chromebook, that little white circle, and find the files, and then click downloads, and all of your files should be in that download folder. All right, happy creating.